What if I told you that 15-year-old girls are okay to have sex with? We hold these conventional wisdoms in our society, but what if I told you their pussies get wet just like everybody else? And they want sex with old lawyers.
Oh my God.
That's what happens, folks. And you know what? We have some of our greatest legal minds in America to tell us all about it. Matt, your floor is crooked. It's like slanted.
I'm sorry, dude.
I'm rolling away from the microphone. This podcast is a fucking disaster.
Use your feet. Put your
fucking disaster.
You're putting your feet
Holy
on the
shit.
chair. You can literally wheel yourself around.
I'm like I have to like use effort to pull my fucking ass across the floor. Look at this. Look, I'm doing nothing. Look what happens.
Nothing's happening.
Huh? No, but look.
Yeah, if you push, you can coast.
Your floor.
It is
feels
crooked. Yeah, that's New York though. Fuck you.
Yeah, no, in Atlanta, none of the floors are crooked.
Right.
Hold on, I have to get my outline. Who are we talking about today?
Well, welcome to another episode of The Sit Down, everyone. Today, we will be discussing Harvard professor Alan Dershowitz.
There we go. You did it.
I was worried I
Very
was going to get the
nicely
wrong
done,
one.
Matthew.
Yeah, thank you, Dad. Yeah, I was worried I was going to say his name wrong.
So I don't know exactly the course of it. See, look, the fucking chair's rolling away.
Put your feet on the floor. Oh my God.
I have to like engage my cord and not roll away from the microphone.
All right, wait. What if you set that paper down here, right? And then you hold the mic and you hold the desk.
I think I'm in a nice planking position where this is working.
All right, well, don't try to move too much because you'll roll away from the mic.
Anyway, well, today we're talking about, yes, great legal mind Alan Dershowitz. And
he was a Harvard professor, right? He got tenure.
I probably.
Yeah, he the clips that I saw of him, he was like saying like he went after these
anybody can go to Harvard.
Well, I mean, like once he
that guy
get
who
fired,
harassed
he was like,
Deb at the Lampoon party, he went to Harvard. And I will find that guy, and there will be consequences.
Yeah.
All right, so now look, you search Dershowitz. Okay, so he tweeted recently.
Oh boy, what did he say?
I stand by the constitutional, not moral.
I like your Alan.
Well, yeah, it is funny that people are completely aware that they act without morals, but they sort of have this like they're able to hide behind like the law, you know?
Right.
Like they're able to go, well, it's not in the rule book.
Yeah.
It's not in the rule book. I can't fuck this dog.
Right.
There's nothing in the rule book that says you can't have a dog on your basketball team that you gangbang. Now let's take
like
a
I'm
look.
the other coach. I'm like, he's
Wait
right.
Wait a minute. I have it right here.
You can't have sex with that dog. We didn't say you couldn't.
I have it right here. The list of rules for basketball. Okay, and what it doesn't say, I've searched through the whole thing. It doesn't say you can't.
I took it to my lawyers.
Have a dog on your team that you fuck. But I'm just saying, it's not in the rule book. What do we do?
Oh, man. You couldn't pay me enough to referee that game. Like, get this fucking lawyer out of my face.
Yeah. Ah, God. It's Alan, the dog fucking lawyer again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I feel like back in the day, if you were a lawyer, you could just threaten people a lot more. You could be like, "I'll sue you if you don't give my son a pair of free throws."
You think?
Yeah, I mean, like there was no the internet wasn't around like it is today.
Well, it seems like a common theme of the show is we spend a lot of time talking about how people get away with how they justify and get away with bad stuff. I think that's what I'm like kind of interested in. I think you can like there's always these sort of like roundabout ways of like justifying your bad behavior.
Yeah.
Where you go, it's like so in your heart that you're a dog fucker. You like to non-consensually have sex with dogs. That's your starting point.
Yeah. And now you get to work reversing backwards.
Like, I already fucked the dog.
Yeah.
I already had sex with it. Now you have to come back
right
and figure out
how to make it
acceptable.
Acceptable in society today, and how it would be morally fine.
Yeah.
So, what did he tweet today? Do we talk about that yet?
It's kind of like, it kind of makes sense.
Oh no.
No, I'm just saying, if you don't have any sense of morality, you could technically go. That's why I don't like these like logic people, these facts and logic people.
Sure. So what did he say that kind of makes sense?
Because you could be like, logic, right? Logic. Okay, I'm horny. I need to come. I want to fuck dogs. The dog didn't say yes, but it's not. You could logic your way through anything.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like you could apply logic to any like evil thing that you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of how to, because I feel like you just work backwards from like,
right.
how do I make this okay? And you go from A to B to C to D,
right.
and then you're like, you're
it's
like having sex
Holocaust.
with a 15-year-old girl.
Right, the Holocaust. You have these people, they're troublemakers.
Right.
They're bad. It's in their DNA.
I mean,
so how do we?
That one's a little more complicated.
How do we get rid of them?
Yeah.
How do we get? We gotta.
I didn't follow you that way, but
no, but you can use logic to sort of justify any like shitty thing that you want to do.
Right. No, I know what you're making. You're making a little bit of sense here.
Yeah.
So lawyers are snakes in general.
Yeah. But what I want to say is, this tweet. I stand by the constitutional, not moral argument I offered in my controversial op-ed. So I think it was like 1997. He writes this op-ed.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what he says is that like there should obviously be punishment. See, that's another thing they do is they couch their shittiness in like other moral stuff, right?
Right. They're talking in theory. They're like, I didn't want to have sex with a 15-year-old girl. He's saying like,
well, he basically said like you shouldn't have sex with a 3-year-old. Obviously, there needs to be punishment for that. But he wrote an op-ed, and I want to say 1997, where he said, if my controversial op-ed, if a 16-year-old has the constitutional right to have an abortion without state or parental interference, how could she not have the constitutional right to engage in consensual sex? It's like a 16-year-old girl. Now we know how sexy they are.
Mike.
We know how smooth and we're all kind of we just don't the only place we talk about that is on our podcast. You can't just say that out in the open.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, every guy wants to.
Yeah, it's American Beauty. You're Kevin.
Right.
Everybody is Kevin. America is Kevin Spacey.
Right. It's like we all have that urge. You just don't act on it, and you only talk about it on your podcast that can be clipped and played back when you're running for political office. That's the only place that's acceptable.
Yeah. So obviously, having sex with a 3-year-old is wrong. I'm on board with this guy.
It's a forbidden fruit. Yeah, so he wrote this op-ed where he said, like, we should obviously punish people who try to have sex with children, but it should be okay to have sex with like a 15-year-old because he essentially said, like, they're so horny, like they're always fucking. And I don't know, because I went to high school, and let me tell you something.
This Alan Dershowitz
tell you
guy's
something, you
starting
fucking.
to make a lot of sense.
No. Let me tell you something, you liar.
Oh right, yeah, they're not.
I did not encounter.
I didn't even encounter a girl that wanted to kiss.
Me neither.
Until it was way too late. I was very
Yeah.
old for my first kiss age.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Were you like 23?
No, I was like 17.
I think I was like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being like, "Oh my god, all my friends have already made out."
Yeah.
And I hadn't. So.
And then some of the kids were fucking.
Right. And those kids were. I mean, like they seemed so bad to me back in the day.
I still watch Nickelodeon.
I still watch Dan Schneider's shows religiously.
Mm-hmm.
Still watch iCarly and what else? Victorious.
Yeah.
Is he still working at Nickelodeon or is he gone?
Who, Dan Schneider?
Yeah.
I think they fired him.
Oh, right. The settlement. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were like, "You'll never work in this town again. Here's $50 million. Now get out of my sight."
Yeah. Yo, if you had a daughter, and Dan
Here's
Snyder
$50
came
million
knocking.
and a map of all the daycare centers around the Los Angeles area. Now you get the hell out of here.
Yeah, you
Here,
find your
Dan,
next Selena
clean out
Gomez.
your desk. What's this? A map of all the where you drew a circle around all the middle schools in LA? Take that with you and get the hell out of here. No,
Yeah.
I won't tell anybody because we don't snitch here at Nickelodeon. We have a that's our
snitch.
code. We have a no snitch
We
policy.
don't snitch.
We have a no snitch policy here at Nickelodeon, and we don't rat on anybody.
You take that map of every middle school. That's so funny.
What's this? A sex doll that says that's with a T-shirt that says "I'm 15" on it? Get this out of here! I'll call you an Uber right now.
The T-shirt says "I'm 15." Yo, that's the best merch ever. It's like I'm whatever the age it is.
Yeah, you would think these pedophiles could just do that. Make a doll with a T-shirt that says "I'm 15." You know? Why do you have to bother? That's somebody. Why do you have to try to have sex with someone's daughter, someone's teenage daughter?
Yeah.
You fucking
Right.
piece of shit.
Yeah, just go simulate it with your doll. Your fucking fancy $5,000 Japanese doll.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you this. What do you think of, like, because this Epstein story, it's obviously something that like a lot of people are interested in and care about. A lot of guys our age, right? It's kind of like the model trains of
You're right. I was gonna say it's like pornography, trains,
yeah.
and Epstein and
Yeah.
Alan Dershowitz.
Do you think that it's genuine?
What?
This obsession with
This
Jeffrey
obsession?
Epstein.
Not for me. I don't give a shit. I mean, like,
You don't give a shit.
I hope he goes to jail.
You don't give a shit about underage girls who were molested, who had to massage Jeffrey Epstein. for
When you say it like
$300.
that, when you say it like that, it sounds a lot worse.
Shelby, Matt just said he doesn't care about Jeffrey Epstein. That's the thing, is that, like,
I didn't mean like let him do his own thing.
nice hair, nice haircut.
She looks beautiful.
She really does.
Tell her she looks beautiful
I don't know about that.
for the listeners.
Matt, you got a beautiful wife.
Thank you.
Hope she. Anyway.
She's got to put up with a lot. Sorry.
Okay, you're ruining our show.
Sorry, babe. It hasn't been out for very long.
But yeah, it's like millennials, now that we're old, we like can't afford model trains, so we just get into pedophilia stories on the internet. It's like a cheap hobby. It's like cheaper than golf,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
But I think people do, and I think this is kind of like a, I don't know what it is, but I feel like people aren't able to get away with stuff this easily now because there's more of a
There's an
community of
electronic
people.
trail.
Yeah,
I
and
feel.
people are just like people are able to communicate and stuff, and they're able to share information.
Right. And there's podcasts out there dedicated to unearthing pedophiles.
Whereas back then they were like, you can't do that's Alan Dershowitz.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of the greatest legal minds in our in our country.
He can't be fired. He's tenure.
Yeah. There was something that I opened. I don't know if you can find it, but
Yeah, I think it's already one of the tabs. The one right there.
Yeah. Okay. So I remember a while ago, friend of the show Will Menaker tweeted something about like Google Alan Dershowitz's first wife for some reading. So what I found was that in 1959 he married a woman named Sue Barlock. He was like a student at the time. They got married. They were married for about 20 years. They got divorced. She found out about an affair he was having, and then she like threw a bunch of his legal papers like out the window, and then he like beat her so bad that she had to be hospitalized.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Man, and that must have taken a long time
think
looking
about
at him. he's just like, hold it right there. 5 hours later.
Ow. Yeah, it took him like 8 hours to give her a black eye. But I wonder what was on those legal papers, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just says like rape does not equal her sex/rape. It just refers to.
Yeah. There's like little illustrations.
Yeah. He just slips. He's like talking to his friends. He's like, yeah, what we were I was watching a porno and this couple was having sex. But anyway, so Sue Barlock killed herself in I think 1990, maybe the early 80s. But anyway,
why did she kill herself though?
According to an article written on March 25th, 2007 by internet author Miles O. Morales, the controversial lawyer Alan M. Dershowitz has a big skeleton in his closet. It is the story of his first wife, Sue Barlock, whom Dershowitz had been completely successful with hiding in his closet until the publication of that article made the rounds on the internet in 2007. Until now, an internet search to find Dershowitz's first wife's name came up empty. Some of the websites where the original article shedding light on the dark past involving Dershowitz's first wife may be found and there's some links. The article by Morales details the alleged events surrounding the apparent suicide by Sue Barlock, who had been divorced by Dershowitz after she endured a beating by Alan Dershowitz, after which she required hospitalization. Soon after, Dershowitz stripped Barlock of custody of their 2 sons, according to several sources who wish to remain anonymous due to the highly litigious and vindictive nature of Alan Dershowitz. Dershowitz then obtained a divorce from Sue Barlock in 1975. The beating incident allegedly happened after Barlock, upon learning of an extramarital affair Dershowitz was having, scattered some of his important case documents in the wind.
We can only speculate what those case documents are.
It's just pictures of O.J. Simpson holding a bloody knife, giving a thumbs up.
Yeah, a video of him talking to camera. What's up, Twitter world? This is just my. Yep. Yeah. Go ahead. We So this all allegedly happened? Like, how did he get off?
Yeah, he beat her up, and then they got divorced, and she killed herself. But the official marriage license for Alan M. Dershowitz and Sue Barlock has now come to light. It was issued on June 9th at 9:50 a.m. in 1959 in Brooklyn, New York. Further information on the certificate includes Dershowitz's address in Brooklyn at the time that his occupation was full-time student and the name of his parents. As for the bride, Sue Barlock was named, and her address at the time was in Bayonne, New Jersey, where it indicated that she was also born.
Got his ass.
Yeah. It also does... he did kind of have a reputation in school of...
Jeez.
Matt, fix your floor.
He had a reputation in school.
He had a reputation in school
I'm sorry.
as being like just kind of a hothead sort of self-promoter.
Uh-oh. It's gonna
Type.
fall again.
Um
There you go.
And he always sort of had a reputation of like wanting to like defend the indefensible.
Sure. Right. Yeah, and like this clip that we got loaded up, they list off all these like terrible things, and he's like, yeah, I take a lot of cases, and I guess he like does good stuff as well to try to like soften the blow. So when they're confronted with this stuff, they're like, yeah, I take a lot of cases. I take every case.
That's sort of the justification for it, right? When lawyers are
Right.
like, they say, lawyers, we defend people who are innocent and guilty.
Right. Exactly.
We have to defend them equally. It's like they're like just like a doctor would operate on, Jeffrey Epstein.
Exactly.
Just like a doctor would fly on Jeffrey Epstein's plane and be on the flight logs. Just like a doctor would do that. That's
just like
that's what I do.
Dr. Larry Nassar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he did sort of have a reputation for like I guess for like being controversial, as one might call it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, what do you want me to add? Look at his face.
Yeah. Another thing, so there was an article that came out in the New Yorker. It's called Alan Dershowitz, Devil's Advocate. And or something like that. It came out yesterday in the New Yorker. And so he also taught at Harvard. And I guess there's reports from a lot of his students of him like sort of harping on sexual assault cases. And
so he had this obsession with like men who were falsely accused of rape. This like so there was the quote of the girl that was like, hey, how about that's enough?
Yeah, so his whole thing was always like, well, if rape is such a serious crime, then it should also be a serious crime to accuse someone of rape. Imagine if that happened to like a loved one of yours. And apparently he was like, so there was a nephew of JFK who was accused of rape, and they were saying some students said that like he would really harp on the detail because she accused him of raping her at like a like the Kennedy estate. And
Jesus, sorry.
And he was like, well, she did take her clothes off.
Yeah. Wasn't one of them like he kept his underwear on for like a massage or something?
Yeah, he claimed that he did receive massages at Jeffrey Epstein's house, but he kept his underwear on.
Nice.
Yeah. I think Stav tweeted like getting your cock rubbed over your shorts for legal reasons.
Yeah, look at him.
But yeah.
Yeah, like seems like he would like be coming up with his defense as he was getting his massage.
Well, I just want to talk about like just kind of the arrogance of like why are you doing this? Why are you tweeting that now? You know that you were like on the flight logs. You know that you have a connection to Jeffrey Epstein. Why are you now saying that like it just seems like bizarre and like maybe he wants to get caught?
Yeah, like he's tired.
Yeah.
He just wants to go live out the rest of his days in, nice jail.
Yeah, like have you committed any crimes that you're embarrassed about? Like, do you have any like
Not
deep
like
dark
that.
secrets that you like regret
No,
that like
no.
every day is just a struggle for you to like keep them in because you can't let the demons out?
No,
Or you're worried that maybe someday
I don't think so.
you're worried that maybe someday
The way you're talking to me though, it makes me feel like maybe.
you're worried maybe someday it'll all come out.
Yeah, it'll just
And
explode.
you might just want to get it over with.
Yeah.
Just let it out.
Now that you're saying it, I think so. Maybe.
Yes,
I think it's there.
I killed a drifter on Route 10.
Yeah. Like in Barry, like his teacher like makes him like admit to like just come forward with your truth, and he's like, you killed a guy and got away with it. You should keep that to yourself forever.
The teacher said that?
Yeah. So like Barry like he like basically like goes berserk on like this innocent man in war and just like shoots him in front of his family. And he tells that story to Henry Winkler as the class teacher, who's like blown away.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, yeah, you should never tell that story to anyone because you basically murdered a guy and got away with it. And he reminds him throughout the series over and over again, being like, yeah, because you murdered a guy.
That's in season 1 or 2?
It's in season 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, you should watch it.
No, the guy who... No, this is such a boring story. I'm not even going to tell it. I saw the guy who plays Goran working out at Crunch Gym.
Who's Goran?
The bald guy, the crime guy.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so I think one student in Dershowitz's lecture basically alleged that like he was talking about rape so much that she was like, "Okay, can we move on to something else? There's women here who have been raped.
Right.
Enough rape stuff."
Yeah. That's pretty brutal. What's her actual quote?
Well, he also said there's no federal crime that says you can't lie to the media.
This guy's great.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is it?
It's, I don't know.
Towards the end?
Anyway. But yeah, and then you look at his clients as well.
Yeah, like the people in this article. Who is that? Who is that?
That's OJ. That's Jeffrey Epstein.
Donald.
This looks like Don Rickles, but I think it might be Klaus von Bülow. That was another one of his the people that he defended. He Klaus von Bülow was like a diplomat who was accused of trying to kill his wife. Like I guess he made her go into a coma that she never recovered from. And then Dershowitz like defended him. So Dershowitz like defended him, and then the guy got acquitted. I think there was like a retrial or something, and it was overturned.
For every one of these guys, he had to do like 5 cases that he wasn't interested in, probably.
Yeah,
because he like loves to just like skirt around the law and help those types of guys.
Yeah, it seems like if he was never born, the world would just be a better place. Because another thing that he does is he has sort of like a history of like blaming and shaming victims.
Yeah, doesn't he like also smear them?
Yes.
Blaming and shaming victims, I'm sorry.
He smears them.
Shut the fuck up. I hate you, dude.
But yeah, so he also when Mike Tyson was accused of rape, he like represented Mike Tyson, and I think he like, you're not gonna like this. There was another thing that he did where like some girl was accused of, or some girl accused somebody, and he like, I don't think this was the Mike Tyson case, but it was something else, and he like found her MySpace page where she like referenced weed. And he was like, "Look, this woman is obviously obsessed with marijuana."
Yeah. Discredit her.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up,
so
man.
Dirty.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I hope he gets what's coming to him. Mm-hmm. Like, even if he wants to get caught, I want to catch him. Mm-hmm. You know?
And he helped OJ get off.
Yeah. Well, a lot of black people are happy about that.
Who? Name one.
Everybody. It was like a race
so
war.
all the black people.
That was like the.
So all the black people were happy about OJ getting off.
They were.
Every single one. Wow.
Every single.
Can't believe you would put an entire group of people in a box like that.
I saw it in a documentary.
Yeah. And then all the black people were happy today that OJ was acquitted.
You haven't heard stories like that?
No, I have.
Okay.
A friend of mine said that he was going to school in East New York, and all his friends started like throwing books in the air. They were so happy because they announced it over the loudspeaker.
Why would they announce
I don't
it
know.
over?
to a bunch of middle schoolers. It's so funny.
That's so funny. They would throw their books in the air too.
He's like, yo, we was like throwing books around and being like, hell yeah, OJ. And all the white teachers were like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, dude. Why did you try to hang me out to dry on that then?
Well, I'm just giving you an example of like a select group of middle schoolers in East New York. I'm not saying, I didn't say that
All
every
right.
single black person loved that OJ got acquitted.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some Ben Carsons out there.
Some Ben Carsons out there that
Yeah.
did what?
Yeah, they would be just as upset as, you know, your average New Jersey white man.
Or maybe they didn't care because they were just separating conjoined twins.
Right. Exactly. They were busy
Mm-hmm.
having the steadiest hand in surgery. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let's see. Where were we? I'm just trying to figure out, I guess, the psychology of it. You would think somebody like this would like hide, but here he is on The View. You want to watch this View clip?
Yeah. Why don't you do like a breakdown and then you can pause it, you know, throughout. So, all right, go ahead and kick us off.
Kick you off?
Kick us off.
Here we have. What do you want me to do?
What the clip? You know, just start the clip, or do you want me to start and stop it for you?
Yes, Mr. Dershowitz, bear with me with this long question. So you have a history of defending some very controversial figures like O.J. Simpson, Klaus von Bülow, Mike Tyson, and Jeffrey Epstein. You were Epstein's lawyer when he was under federal investigation for possible sex crimes allegedly involving more than 30 underage girls.
That's my queen, baby.
Meghan McCain.
That's my thick queen.
Shout out to Meghan McCain with the shoulder pads.
Mm-hmm.
Black dress.
The man of enormous wealth and very well connected with famous friends like Donald Trump and Bill
Look, he's
Clinton.
twitching.
Oh,
You
his
already
eye
have plenty
twitched.
of
I saw
lawyers.
that.
What made you say this is a man I want to defend?
Well, I was the first person that he came to. He had no lawyers at that point. He asked me to defend him. He told me a story that was very different from what ultimately came out. Look, I do half of my cases pro bono. You mentioned some of the prominent people. I defend people on death row without fee. I defend policemen. I defend military people without fee. More than half my cases are without fee.
Look, anytime a cop shoots a kid, you know, I'm there. I defend policemen. I defend, yeah, anytime a soldier burns a family's house down.
But I don't turn down very controversial cases because
Wait, so pause it. So in the show Barry, is that why he became bad? Because he just like killed a guy in Afghanistan? Then he like became a hitman?
Yeah, he was just like, he found out he was like super good at killing.
Uh-huh.
And it was like the only thing he's ever been good at.
Right, go ahead.
You pause the clip to be like, no, wait, no, going back to Barry. Bill Hader wrote that?
Yeah, I know.
Especially with tenure, I felt I had an obligation to take on the most unpopular cases because I couldn't be fired. And it's a case that was very, very difficult and very, very painful for me because I saw real victims out there. I'm a very strong supporter of the Me Too movement. I think it's very important for men and anybody else to be held accountable for anything they did sexually against a woman.
Like chopping their wife's head off. They should be held accountable for that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like knifing their wife and a waiter to death. You know? I'm a big believer in accountability and not having them try on a glove the wrong way.
Look, I'm also I hate Nazis. I hate communists. I defended the rights of Nazis to march through Skokie. I defended the rights of communists when I was a student at Brooklyn College. So I'm constantly
just imagine that. He's like, "Hello, my name's Alan Dershowitz. I'll be your lawyer." He's like, "Who the fuck are you? The fuck kind of name is that?"
that I fundamentally disagree with. I'm defending the rights of Donald Trump. I voted for Hillary Clinton. I was a strong supporter for Hillary Clinton. I don't allow my personal interests and values to intrude on my professional life. I think of myself like a doctor or a priest. If they wheel somebody, Jeffrey Epstein, into the emergency ward, the doctor is going to take care of him. If he goes to his rabbi and says, I want to make a confession, the rabbi is going to say, yes, I want to help you.
And I know that about you. You're sort of a true defense attorney in the sense that you defend the rule of law,
right,
as opposed to, you defend the process as opposed to the person. And I prosecuted these kinds of child sex crimes,
and
as
you prosecuted them very effectively.
Thank
and
you.
You should continue to prosecute them. Sex offenders ought to go to prison.
I agree. But in this case...
She's like smiling. I agree.
And let me tell you something. It's good that you prosecute, but someone's got to defend them too. That's America.
He's like, and let me say one thing. I believe that all sex offenders should go to prison.
Yeah.
In the middle of it.
Except if she's 15, which, as we all can agree, a lot of times they've already developed breasts. They menstruate. So I don't know. How can you say? I mean, a 15-year-old girl smells like an adult woman.
Law enforcement officials...
Wait, pause it, though. Do you think that this is like a kind of a justification, what he's doing here?
I mean, I don't know. I think he's just trying to do spin control, dude.
Or do you think he just loves to... I don't know.
I think he's just trying to spin it his direction, because if he doesn't go on, they're just going to talk shit and be like, how are you going to defend that guy?
Yeah.
And you're involved.
He's probably floundering.
Yeah, I hope so.
He probably just...
Fuck him. That's probably not even his real last name.
Dershowitz?
Yeah.
It's something like more Jewy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's either a complete fake or it's like just the prototype.
Go ahead.
Had prepared a 53-page federal sex crimes indictment involving 36 underage victims for your client that could have potentially sent him to prison for life.
Right.
But instead, he...
Yeah, why doesn't he just, like, sit it out?
Yeah.
How about you just be like, I'm going to excuse myself from this because I did get my cock rubbed over my shorts at Jeffrey Epstein's
Allegedly.
apartment. Why is he on The View and doing all this stuff?
I think like it's spin control. I think like it's just like, you know, like who else is this guy? Like if he just starts talking shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's his island. He's probably got recordings everywhere of everybody.
Yeah. Another thing about Dershowitz too is like he's very confident.
Yeah.
He's able to sort of like sell. I mean, you saw the shit his eye was doing, but he's able to like sell this stuff very well.
Yeah, yeah. He's got a lot of practice, like just molding college kids, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's got the power of yeah, and he's got like this pedigree about him in that he's like he knows all of the rules, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's studied the law and he like knows more than you. So if you say like, hey, that's bad, and he's like, well, you know, this lesser known statute says that this is you know.
I love yeah, Matt, just trail off when you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I feel like I made my
Hell
point.
yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, are we finishing this clip? Or is this it for the View
state
clip?
charges, not federal charges, involving prostitution. He ended up serving just 13 months in a private wing of a Palm Beach County jail for which he had exit privileges. That's some very fine lawyering on your part.
Good job,
but
dude.
That's a shockingly light sentence, Professor.
Look, you should complain about the judge and about the prosecutor. Their job is to put people like that in jail for a long time. Our job...
My job is just to fly on his plane around the world and abuse women. Abuse girls.
The best possible deal we can get, consistent with ethics and law. If you don't want to be doing that, you shouldn't be a criminal defense lawyer. You should be a prosecutor.
But this was all kept from the victims.
And that was
the judge
not
has now
by the prosecutor.
But a federal judge recently ruled that the prosecutors broke the law by failing to inform the victims, and now the Department of Justice is investigating it.
They should be.
Wait, pause. Can we
They
can we just make this the show? We watch The View and chime in occasionally. I like this. This is a good setup.
Those are very appropriate. The question is, what should a defense attorney do? A defense attorney should do everything in his power or her power to get the best possible deal, and you should then complain about it. That's perfectly appropriate. That's the way the marketplace should operate.
She's not accepting that shit. Look at her
No,
face.
I like Sonny. She's no bullshit.
Look at him. He's doing this shoulder shrug, being like, "Hey, it's not me. It's not me."
I know, that's a good freeze frame right there.
Yeah, she's not buying any of that bullshit.
It looks like if you there's a so Matt pause on this. He's like holding his hands up, and Sonny's kind of like shaking her head. You can just imagine him not wearing pants. His pants are around his ankles, and there's like, and just imagine like behind him there's like a Hello Kitty like wall mural. Wait a minute.
There's nothing in the rule book that says I can't not wear pants to this interview.
My underwear's on. His underwear is like he's got like Powerpuff Girls underwear on as a conversation piece.
Who's your favorite Powerpuff?
Yeah.
Is it Powder Puff or Powerpuff?
Pat's Powderpuff.
Powderpuff.
Right, but I'm going to continue to try to get the best deal I can.
Well, this is
I've gotten guilty people acquitted of murder, and
What?
Wait a second. What?
I was not expecting that.
What did he just say on The View?
Shit is so fucked. Yo, let's just be QAnon people.
Oh my God! All right.
And
Rewind that, though?
You know, the system.
Yeah, who were those?
Why did
guilty
he
people?
say that? Why did he say that?
Because he's this
Appropriate. The question
senile
is,
80-year-old.
what should a defense attorney do? A defense attorney should do everything in his power or her power to get the best possible deal, and you should then complain about it. That's perfectly appropriate. That's the way the marketplace should operate. But I'm going to continue to try to get the best deal I can.
Well, this is
I've
what-
gotten
this is-
guilty people acquitted of murder, and that
Jesus
you know the
Christ.
system.
You can hear him like fumbling through his words, being like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that much."
I've gotten guilty people acquitted of murder. One was a very prominent athlete named O.J. Simpson, who definitely, absolutely murdered his wife. He calls him up. He's like, "O.J., I'm really sorry. I threw you under the bus like that."
Threw you under the white Bronco. Yeah.
Yeah. That's another funny detail of the OJ story too. There was a because I was so young when that happened, but he was like in a car in his white Bronco, and they stopped him. And he had a gun to his head. He was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill myself."
Right, and they're like, "You got so much to live for."
Yeah, come on, don't do it, Juice.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I wonder if he's still doing Naked Gun after that, or that's all done.
No way.
1991. All right, never mind.
Matt, he
Doesn't
didn't
matter.
kill his wife and then do a Naked Gun movie. That was all before. But I actually remember like.
What if they did another
the
Naked
Naked
Gun and he went back?
Well, so I like experienced that whole thing in reverse because like I knew OJ first that he killed his wife, and then I saw Naked Gun. So it was kind of like this weird trip for me being like, oh, but he's allowed to. Oh, okay. Like I knew OJ as the murderer first,
Right.
and then the actor, and then the athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Here's more of this.
The system says better 10 guilty go free than one innocent be wrongly confined.
Professor,
Where I
do
lose sleep at night is if I have an innocent person, and
Yeah.
I've had innocent people on death row, and two of them came very close to being executed, and I finally saved their lives.
Well, this is where it does get more complicated for you in your personal life because
Sure.
you're now being sued by one of the women who was involved in that original
That's right.
investigation of Epstein, Virginia.
Why the
Roberts,
fuck?
who
What
claims-
are you doing?
That's right. That's right. That's absolutely right. But it doesn't say anywhere in the rule book.
Jesus Christ! That you can't go on The View and be asked questions. about the underage girl that you raped.
Allegedly raped, of course.
Good God. And then Abby Huntsman's got to like pretend that, you know, it's like a student government interview or something where she's like, and what about you, Professor Dershowitz? That's, oh man.
He's not having a good time anymore.
This is something. Yeah, you know, it's almost like powerful people do get away with a lot of shit. Rich and powerful people, they get away with a lot of shit, but they also like sometimes they get embarrassed like this.
Right. The View is live, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so they'd probably just sprung all this shit on him, and he's like, "Oh, you want to play hardball? you fucking broads."
Hey, bring a 16-year-old girl out right now. I won't molest her. Watch how not horny I am.
Oh man.
Epstein lent her out for sex to some of his friends, including you, when she was underage. You've been very vocal in your denials. Now she's suing you for defamation, saying you're falsely attacking her, trying to intimidate her into silence. You said that you welcome this lawsuit. You want to take it on.
I want, and I also welcome her coming.
Hi,
on
I'm
the
Robert Shapiro for LegalZoom. You need some contracts drafted up. LegalZoom's the #1 place for you to. And also, that fucking whore is lying about my friend Alan Dershowitz. You slut. Come here. What? I can't wait to take your ass on in court. Yeah, you little whore. That's not gonna work on me. My penis doesn't even work. How dare you, trash? How dare you soil the reputation of my friend?
Maybe we should pivot to like a View podcast.
Hey, sweetheart, are you a whore? He's just cross-examining her. Do you like to suck cock? Huh? Answer the question.
Oh man.
And then it's like all these people are just like
Every freeze frame is
so
the
great.
woman being offended by him.
Yeah. Also, I thought Abby Huntsman had her baby.
I guess she didn't.
No, she did. I think so. I think she had her baby.
Well, it's hard for mothers out there to lose the weight.
Well, she's on
sometimes.
TV. Unacceptable.
Well, she's on TV.
Get it
Why?
together.
Come on, I'm as offended as her right now. I'm as offended as Abby Huntsman
He's
being offended at
yeah.
Alan Dershowitz.
It looks like he has an erection in this freeze frame, and she's trying to distance herself.
Yeah. And he's like trying to defend it. He's like, "What?
Come on, folks.
It's my little toy soldier."
It's a
16-year-old girl.
You don't carry bananas in your pocket. That's how they stay room temperature. Come on, folks. I like them at room temperature.
I like my room temperature pocket banana.
What are some other? I mean, let me ask you this: since the OJ case, there really haven't been that many like of these high-profile, right? These high-profile cases. I mean, like who's like like this would almost be the equivalent of like El Chapo's lawyer.
Yeah. Yep.
Going on a talk show and being like, "Well, the legal process is very complicated." Anyway, I'm just hit play because this is fascinating.
show and accusing me face to face. She has never accused me except under the protection of the litigation.
Oh, so
privilege.
she's
Because
she's supposed to accuse him face to face.
Yeah, you got to go to his house and
Why don't you look me in the eye and say that, you floozy?
right. Yeah, she should go to his house and surprise him with the camera.
Look
crew.
at me, my feeling. I want her to see how her hurtful remarks, how they hurt my feelings.
it's completely false. Let me tell you what the evidence
So you
is, just
deny
very
this?
briefly. Oh, well, let me just tell you what the
You
evidence
have to
is.
do it quickly.
Yeah, well, she has an email
That's
exchange
right,
with
get
a
him, Whoopi.
journalist in which she admits she didn't have sex with me. She writes a book manuscript in which she says she knew me. She didn't know
Pause
me,
it.
but she
I think he's about to have a little like break, like a little. But this is kind of why, like, I guess people don't.
What if his next thing he brings up is going to be like, she's a whore on her MySpace?
Yeah. Look at it. Look at her latest Instagram story. There's a thing of her saying it's 420 somewhere, and she's smoking a giant bong. I think this is why people don't trust the media, because they just parade they just put rapists in front of you like you're supposed to.
Yeah,
be like,
they put guilty
"Ooh,
people in front of you who tell you
guilty
that they
like
get guilty people
murder
off.
defending rapists who are this guy's a child rapist,
Right. Yeah, so like you
And we're
wouldn't want
supposed
to
to-
try
and
to
we're
get a
supposed to
child
go-
rapist the best deal.
and we're supposed to go, oh, what a great legal mind he is.
Yeah, exactly. This guy's the
fucking
fucking he's a super villain.
Mm-hmm. I think podcasts are going to save America. I really do.
Yeah? Which one's going to save the most? Like which is going to lead the charge? Chapo?
No, probably like Tim Dillon and Cumtown.
A conspiracy podcast.
Yeah, I think people are. I think people are definitely talking about stuff more openly than they ever have before, and I think that lots of people doing stuff like, I'm not trying to be like, this might be like an egotistical thing to say, but I think lots and lots of people doing stuff like this and talking about it and posting on Reddit and tweeting.
Yeah, getting outside of your model
could.
train subreddit and getting into some of
It just might, save democracy.
Yeah.
Save the republic. All right, push play. He's going to have a meltdown soon.
She didn't have sex with me. She told her best friend she didn't want to accuse me, but she was pressured to do it by her lawyers. There's a tape recording of her own lawyer saying it would be impossible for me to have sex with her, and she was wrong, simply wrong.
Now, why would a lawyer do
that?
that,
I
though?
couldn't have been in any of the places she said she had sex with me. I asked Louis Freeh, the former head of the FBI, to do a thorough investigation. He came to the conclusion that she was making a false accusation. I have been falsely
doing
accused.
So this is great.
He's
so,
doing
so
a
this
Mr.
guy,
Burns with his hands too.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's like excellent.
and he's checking his notes too, being like, all the reasons that I didn't have sex with a girl. Also, this guy has the ability to get the former head of the FBI to do an investigation. What investigation did this guy do?
Right.
He just, hey, hi, Alan Dershowitz. Did I rape that girl?
He's like, absolutely not, Mr. Dershowitz.
It's like the it's like the equivalent of like your neighbor calling his brother who's a cop.
Yeah.
And
This will
being
be
like,
partial. Great.
Yeah. So you had the ability to ask this is like infuriating.
Yeah.
You had the ability to call the former head of the FBI and ask him to do an investigation. To do an investigation into a sex crime where there's no witnesses, there's very little evidence. How fucking stupid do you think we are?
Well, I mean, like he just admitted to getting murderers off.
Like, it is so hard not to be anti-Semitic right now.
Well, remember,
fighting
for every
every
Alan, there's a Bernie.
I'm fighting every urge in my body
Just remember, there's Bernie.
to not
Bernie's out
say
there,
some
Mike.
real things that
Come on.
I'm going to need you to bleep
Dial
out
it
of this
back.
show.
Dial it back,
But,
Mike.
like, how fucking stupid do you think we are?
Right. You're absolutely right. But just remember, hashtag not all Jews.
I need you. No, I know. Come on. Of course not. Hey, listen, Emmy Blotnick's a Jew, and she's
great.
she smells good.
Okay, my
I
guy.
support the Me Too movement.
Can
But
you
when a
rewind
woman
that maybe
falsely
about
accuses
15 seconds?
for
Could you just go back 15 because I want to.
wrong. I have travel records showing that I couldn't have been in any of the places she said she had sex with me. I asked Louis Freeh, the former head of the FBI, to do a thorough investigation. He came to the conclusion that she was making a false accusation. I have been
How
falsely
fucking
accused.
stupid do you
I
think we
support
are?
the Me Too movement.
Right.
But when a woman falsely accuses for financial reasons, she was hoping to get $1/3 billion suing Leslie Wexner, the owner of Victoria's Secret. She also accused him in private after accusing me in public, hoping to get $1/3 billion. Where do I get that figure from? She told that to her best friend.
Okay.
I have that on tape. So I am welcoming this trial. This is the first opportunity
Oh
I
my
have
God.
to
What a
conclusively
super villain.
prove
He
my
was rubbing his hands together like he was excited. Like an old-timey child waiting for a treat. He rubbed his hands together. He's waiting for this child, dude. All right.
innocent.
Isn't David
Well,
Boyd?
Hold on, you guys. There's a legal.
We can't litigate this because we don't have all of the facts, but we do have a statement that I need to read
Right.
from Virginia Roberts. She says, no sensible person looks forward to litigation, and I know that standing up for myself and others will cause Mr. Dershowitz and Mr. Epstein to redouble their efforts to destroy me and my reputation, but I can no longer sit by and not respond. As my complaint shows, my abusers have sought to conceal their guilt behind a curtain of lies. My complaint calls for the accounting to which I and their other victims are entitled.
She's
So-
right. She's entitled to an accounting,
So,
and I have invited
Alan,
the FBI
Alan,
to
you
come
gotta
to the trial so
Alan,
that they
you want
can
me to give
decide
the book away?
who's telling the truth.
You got to give the book away.
My
Thanks
reputation
to
is
Alan
more important than my
Dershowitz.
book.
We will be right back.
So tell me my Whoopi Goldberg impression wasn't good earlier.
All right, let's hear. All right, guys, I don't even want to talk about this piece of shit anymore. All right, Matt, let's hear your Whoopi Goldberg impression.
No, I can't do it now. It's too much pressure. Did Alexa just say something? All right, well, we're coming up on time, so how do you want to wrap up this episode?
I just want to say that
Hey, why don't you put your phone down for a second?
I just want to say that he's guilty.
He's guilty.
He killed his first wife.
Killed his first wife.
He
Wait, she committed suicide though. How did
I know.
How did he get her though?
What?
He made her real sad and gaslit her, or what?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, do you have a new Instagram for us?
Huh?
Do you have a new Instagram for us?
What do you mean?
A new account to follow, like Conservatives for Life, or
Conservative comedy was pretty good. I don't know. All those Instagrams are gonna break my brain, I think.
right? I got you.
But yeah,
I still like that. Can I get a crumb of pussy meme?
it's great. He used the Robin Hood thing.
Yeah.
No, I think yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Well, do you have any plugs? Do you got any shows coming up?
I'll be in Detroit playing the. Let me get those details real quick. The Independent Comedy Club in Hamtramck, Michigan. It's right outside of Detroit. Go to planettalent.com/theindie for tickets. That should be a lot of fun. And in November, I'll be in Buffalo and Syracuse, but I'll plug those later closer to the date later on.
Very cool. And I'm playing video games on twitch.tv/FabManderson. We recorded the premium episode on there too, so sometimes we'll put podcast stuff on there, but
Oh yeah.
it's just Fortnite, so it's fun.
I asked the former head of the FBI to do a thorough investigation. It's so nice. It's so great that you have that luxury.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, it does it, huh?
that does it. We owe you guys an extra episode. We wanted to do 2 today. I think we're only going to have time to do 1.
Yeah, but it's been the summer, so we'll make it up somehow.
We'll make it up.
And if you can throw us a 5-star review on iTunes. If you have any show ideas, make sure to email us at sitdownpod@gmail.com. I know that we've gotten some ideas, but just make sure they get emailed to us so
Yeah.
we don't lose them. Because they can get lost in the shuffle. And yeah, we have some stuff to look through. I think some fans had some pretty good suggestions, and
Okay.
I sent you a screenshot of a
Cool.
idea. So, bye.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Yeah, as you know, support us on Patreon. Sitdownpod@gmail.com.
$5 for the month.
$5 gets you the bonus. Maybe we'll release the premium as a bonus. We'll talk about that after the show.
Yeah.
The one with Perlman.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
That was a funny one.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.